have you seen companies transform because they have figured this out, what the why really is and how to communicate it in such a way that it becomes quite powerful?
The simple answer is of course. Companies that were maybe just financially driven, shareholder, that's all it was, money, 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 no purpose, no cause underlying. People liked the job, everything was fine. Nobody loved it, They didn't necessarily trust leadership, even though they may get along with them. And when the cause becomes clearly articulated and visceral, it's visceral for the leaders as well. And so you asked me sort of what's the right way to communicate it. The interesting is what's the right way to talk about your kids? What's the right way to talk about your marriage? I'm like, well, if it's a successful marriage and you love your kids, you ooze with passion. When somebody starts talking about their marriage and it's not doing so well, we can tell. We can tell when the passion's not there. And it's the same for work, which is if you truly have a love, if the leadership truly has a belief in the mission that you're trying to advance, I don't need to give you an instruction manual on how to talk about it. It'll pour out of you. In fact, quite the opposite. We'll have to get you to stop, right? I think the one thing that a lot of leaders miss the opportunity or they take for granted is meetings, quite frankly, which is when we start a meeting, let's say it's reviewing the budget, right? So everybody comes in and all right, let's pull out the budget and pull out the Excel sheet and we'll start looking at the numbers, but no context is ever given. And I'm a great believer that you should start every meeting to the point that people make fun of you, reminding people why this meeting exists. What's the purpose of this meeting? It's not actually the budget, right? Guys, we wake up every single day to find the cure for cancer. It's the thing that drives every single one of us. And if we do well financially, we have the fuel to achieve our goal. If we don't do well financially, then right there, we're not going to find the cure for cancer. We will not be able to contribute at all. So the reason we're having this budget meeting is to make sure that everything's on track and to make sure that that this is advancing that. Because when we leave that context out, it all becomes about this, and that's when we get that myopia. That's when we get that finite mindset where we can't see past the numbers. So it's up to the leaders to the point where others make fun of them.
So mark this. This is a practical tip. We have 400 leaders listening.
Yeah.
And let's say there are 5 meetings a day, 200 days a year. That's 1,000 times 400, 400,000 opportunities in the next 12 months.
To reinforce.
Yeah.
To reinforce. And I mean, I'm obsessive about it. Like the PowerPoint. The one page of your PowerPoint presentation that gets gets a longer read than any other page is the cover page. Because it's up on the screen while we're waiting for the meeting to start. Everybody's just sort of hanging out. There it is on the screen. Everybody's just waiting. Every other page is just a minute each. 3, 4, 5 minutes. We're just sitting, reading that page. Or sitting on someone's desk, just lying there, and it just says budget, 2021 budget, marketing plan. That's all it says. So I'm a great believer that the cover of that page should be the big bold words of the context, why we're doing this. And the small words underneath are, and the money we need to do it, and the marketing plan we need to do it, and this year's, HR plan to do it. But that cause needs to be front and center all the time.